Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come right with your man, Captain Will. We got to go with today, y'all. Got a good one today, y'all. We are going to talk about the beatdown. Yeah, the beatdown that Oklahoma gave Kakalaki tonight. We talking about it. This Captain Will, we gotta keep it real. Y'all watch me to keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I just gotta say, we got whooped. We got whooped tonight. We say what you want. We can complain. We can whine and moan with the referees. We can whine and moan and say it was an away game. All these things. At the end of the day, at the end of this Thursday night at 21:52 on January the 22nd, on a Thursday night, South Carolina got whooped by Oklahoma. And I ain't never thought I would be saying them words right there. We did. And it was not nice whatsoever. Follow me on Instagram at Captain Will, the OG. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. And most importantly, and most especially, follow me on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Let's do this. Let's do this. So here's the deal. Some of y'all know me pretty well. Some of y'all know me pretty well. And some of y'all been watching me since day one. Okay. So sometimes you can see, you can feel uneasy, my uneasiness when it comes to certain games. I was uneasy. And I know folks say, hey, Cat, what you talking about? Yeah, you uneasy after the game. We lost by 12 points. I got it. Okay. Yeah, we can easily say that. But here's the deal. Y'all remember when I said if Reagan Beers dominates our post, we either it's going to be a nail biter type game or the potential of it being really, really close, or we might lose. Well, Reagan Beers dominated our post. Dominated. It wasn't even close. She bullied our post on tonight. Reagan Beers finished up with 18 points, 8 for 9 from the field, and 14 rebounds. Straight bullied South Carolina. She was the best player on the court until overtime. And then it was Aaliyah Chavez. And if you watch me, y'all know I always got something to say about Aaliyah Chavez. But in overtime, she was unconscious. South Carolina shot 37% from the field. Oklahoma shot 48% from the field. Carolina shot 24% from the three-point line. Was 5-21 from the three-point line. Oklahoma was 9 for 23. We were 17 for 23, 74% from the free throw line. But here's the deal. This is where South Carolina lost this basketball game, at least in two spots. Rebounding. South Carolina came into this basketball game 7th in total rebounding percentage. Oklahoma came into this 26, 36 in total rebounding percentage. Oklahoma got 54 rebounds against us. We had 39. Oklahoma had 15 more rebounds than we had. That is disgusting. That is not the way I envision this basketball game to go. It's not. And we ain't doing no shot. Hell no. I'm drinking my sorrows tonight. We doing some Sauvignon Blanc tonight for Captain Will. We don't deserve no Tito's. We don't do no Tito's tonight. No. This is not what I thought was going to happen. It really is not. I did not think that we would get out rebounded. I thought that there was a potential that this game would be really close. That's why I was a little scared to pick. I said, okay, we should win by double figures. I said that, it's going to be a tough game. I thought that our bigs would produce. I did not envision that a game like tonight, we got tonight at Latson get 6 points, shoot 1 for 10 for the field, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, 4 for 7 from the free throw line. I didn't envision that. I didn't see that whatsoever. I didn't envision that Adhel Tac would end up playing pretty much the same amount of minutes that Madina. I didn't envision that. I didn't think that Ali, who was our best, I didn't see that happening. It's so many things, so many, ways I can approach this thing. So many different ways of players who stepped up. Raven Johnson played her ass off. Y'all, we have to say that, right? Raven had an efficiency of 22. She played her butt off. First half, she guarded Aaliyah Chavez most of the half. Aaliyah Chavez had like 6 or 7 points in the first half. Second half, you needed some scoring from Raven Johnson. You know why you needed scoring from Raven Johnson? Because Tania Latson wasn't doing no scoring. So you had to pull her off. Okay? But Raven still finished with an efficiency of 22. She still finished with 16 points, 5 assists, two turnovers, 8 for 14 from the field. She was our best, consistent offensive basketball player on tonight, while still snatching down 5 rebounds and 4 steals. She was our best basketball player tonight, but it was not enough. It wasn't enough because you got Tessa Johnson. Tessa, who finished with efficiency of 17, had 19 points, had 2 assists, 6 for 14 from the field, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line. She did what she could do. But you're not going to win. You're not going to win like that when you got two players who were really, really good going against the Oklahoma basketball team that was shooting lights out. You ain't going to win. Our defense didn't show up tonight. Oklahoma did whatever the hell they want to do pretty much the whole night. We almost won this basketball game. We went on that 8-0 run. It almost snuck this game out when we did not deserve to do so. And y'all know I'm right. You know I'm right. We don't won this game. Because Oklahoma was beating us basically damn near the whole game. They was getting into us. They was. And then it came down to a one-possession game, right? One-possession game. And I told my wife, I stood up off the couch and I'm pacing. I said, I want Raven Johnson to take this last shot. I said, I want nobody else to take this shot. I don't want nobody. I don't want Tessa. I don't want Joyce. I don't want nobody else taking this shot. I believe that Raven Johnson is the most clutch basketball player on our basketball team, and she will rise to the big moment. She did it against Texas twice, and I believe she's going to do it tonight. That's what I told my wife. That's what I told Chocolate Drop. That's what I told Wife Will. That is what I said to her. And I thought she was going to do it. And then got caught up in the middle, and the time ran out. Am I Hell yeah, I'm frustrated. But here's the deal. Okay, we can address this right now. We can address it. We can talk about it. We can have a moment to discuss this right here. There is a problem in the post for the South Carolina women's basketball team. That is a fact. That is the truth. And when we play I am not talking about a non-conference game at all. At all. And I'm going to do the analytics and stuff tomorrow and talk about where we are at SEC play and all those good things that I always do. But y'all watch the same games that I watch. When we are playing SEC games, and it's hard to differentiate top-level SEC and mid-level SEC because all of SEC is really, really good. I'm sometimes laughing, folks, with so many comments and the mentions and stuff and talk about South Carolina and about how we're going to go undefeated and we're going to do this, that, and the third and all these things. And I was like, hold up, SEC is amazing. SEC is really, really good. South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, we're just going to beat up on each other. Vanderbilt we got on Sunday. We'll talk about Vanderbilt. Today is Thursday, probably tomorrow. We'll probably talk about Vanderbilt tomorrow. But everybody is really, really good. But we play against really, really top tier basketball teams. Madina is not it. She isn't. That is a fact. And it's not like, I'm not making it up. And it could be an experience. It probably is an inexperience. Because it's just not. Tonight she had an efficiency of 4. 4. Madina has 6 points. Played 17 minutes. Had 3 turnovers. And 4 rebounds. If you look at, this is what irritates me sometimes when we're doing stats. Because you look at the totality of stats. But because you look at the stats that Madina has had over the course of the season, the stats are amazing. You're talking about a player who's averaging, coming into this basketball game, averaging 16 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. But if you actually peel that onion back and you actually look at SEC play, it's a different player. And her stats will drop again after this basketball game. The thing that I thought our basketball team had this season versus last season is a dominant center. That's what I thought we had. But I was fooled. I was fooled in the non-conference. And then the coaching staff is smart. They saw that trend too once we got an SEC play. That, oh, hold on. We can't play her as much because sometimes she's a liability. She's turnover prone. She's not finishing at the basket. This was, non-conference play. She was leading second in the conference in field goal percentage. But we go to conference play, she's under 50%. You aren't going to win a championship with our starting center finishing under 50% from the field. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Y'all saw the first quarter. She played 3 minutes. Adhel Tac played 10 minutes in this basketball game. Alicia, if it wasn't for foul trouble, she still finished up with 14 points and had 9 points. Here's the situation. This is a situation, y'all, and I'm going to go through some questions because we got a lot of comments and stuff tonight. But here's the situation. Alicia is our best center on this basketball team, and she just got to this basketball team 2 weeks ago. She's our best center. And here's the deal. Once she gets more comfortable playing basketball for this basketball team, it won't even be close. It will not even be close. She showed me tonight what she can do in stretches that neither Madina or Adhel can do. It's just different. But that's a problem when you have somebody arrive 2 weeks ago and you got 2 players who've been playing basketball for a long time and Madina who's been playing SEC basketball for a while now. It's a problem, y'all. And we just got to talk about it. We just got to talk about it. Y'all know I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. We play Vanderbilt on Sunday. Don't be surprised. Today is Thursday. Do not be surprised within 10 days that Alicia is our starting center. Don't be surprised. Don't let it trip you up. Don't be surprised. She had an efficiency, Aaliyah of 9. She had 9 points. She had 1 turnover. She looked good. Larry Gaines, what's up, fam? South Carolina big people are a non-factor. Tonight was not a factor whatsoever. But shout out to Alicia for coming in 14 minutes and getting 9 points. Shout out to her. Cap, this from Jay Judah. What's up, girl? How you doing? It's the third quarter. What the hell am I watching? Girl. Here's the thing. I try to be impartial. I'm trying to be more impartial as I go through this stage in podcast. I got to go into a podcast tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking all SEC basketball on tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, right? On this podcast. I don't know when it's going to air, but it's a dope podcast. I'm going to be doing that. And I'm trying to be more impartial, especially when I got the other show. But today, it was really irritating the hell out of me. It really was. But then I have to look at things holistically, and I got to look at it analytically, because I'm looking at Oklahoma. Oklahoma just played better. They shot the ball better. They rebounded the ball better. Oklahoma almost had twice as many assists than we had. This is a basketball team in South Carolina that was top 10 in assists. This is a basketball in South Carolina that was top 10 in assists to turnover ratio. Oklahoma ran our ass. They ran us tonight. They ran the pace that they wanted to play, and I thought that was going to be a problem. But they ran us. They had so many easy baskets tonight. It was something to watch. Robert Whitaker. They're not beating LSU on the road playing like this. These girls can't make layups. What's up, fam? I don't even think it's... Okay, let's talk about this right here. I know we always like creatures of the moment. And we're looking at our basketball team tonight, which we had an opportunity to win. We did not win. Ended up getting blown out in the overtime. And now we're saying like deal with LSU. I'm not even thinking about LSU. LSU is so far down the road now. I am not concerned about LSU. That could be our problem. That we are already thinking about LSU on February the 14th. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Vanderbilt is really, really good at the game of basketball. They are terrific. Vanderbilt can beat us. It's not, this is the deal, y'all. Our team compared to last year's team ain't much different if our centers aren't dominant. Because we are, matter of fact, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Here's the deal. When you are missing, if our centers are not centering, if our centers are not, dominant in SEC play, our best post player last season was Chloe Kitts, okay? And Chloe ain't playing. Here's the please don't forget that. Please do not forget that. Our best post player last season was Chloe Kitts. And she has not played 1 minute of basketball this season. So if you don't have dominant play by the center position for the South Carolina Gamecocks that is managed and controlled, and our wins and losses more or less is post-centric, we're going to have a problem. Now, you got Joyce Edwards, who played okay. Joyce played okay. That's all she did. She played okay. She had efficiency of 12. Joyce had 12 points. She had 3 assists. She also had 4 turnovers. She had, how many rebounds did Joyce have today? Joyce had 5 rebounds. She had 1 block. She had 4 steals. Defensively, can we say this right here? We family. We got 597 people watching Man Captain Will tonight. Thank you so much for watching me tonight. And if you haven't subscribed, you haven't liked, you haven't done all those things, you better do that damn thing. So can we make this thing right here? We talking about Joyce Edwards. Joyce was Not efficient at all tonight. 3 for 12. Joyce will tell you herself, she was not efficient shooting the basketball tonight. Free throws, she was great, 6 for 6. Defensively, she is a problem. Joyce Edwards, when they put her on Reagan Beers the last couple of possessions, she was a problem for Reagan Beers. I'm telling you this right here. As I take a sip of wine. After Sunday's game, South Carolina need to go to the lab with a pen and a pad and make some adjustments. We need to rethink this thing right here, because having a 6'6" center at this point in basketball and rotating Adhel Tac in SEC play ain't gonna cut it. It's just not gonna cut it. I just gotta keep it real. What we need to do after this Vanderbilt game, this is what we need to do. You put Joyce Edwards at center position. We need to take something, take a role, take a note from UConn and some of these other basketball teams is playing smaller ball. Okay, I ain't trust me when I say this. Dawn Staley no more basketball than anything on this planet, and I love me some Dawn Staley. Been rocking this since 1992. I started rocking with Dawn Staley when I had a flat top fade. Okay, so it's a long time. Right now I got a bald head, so it's been a long time, but it is not working. They know it. We know it. We as fans who paying this hard-earned money know it ain't gonna work. It is not gonna work. So if it's for me, if Captain Will was making a decision, had a point of, I would put Joyce at the center position. I would have Raven, Tanaya, Tessa, and you can say Agot. You can do whatever. I don't care. However, but I would have her at the 5 position, and then we rotate in accordingly, because at least you know what you're gonna get. Here's the deal: if Madina is not getting the rebounds, and Adhel is not getting the rebounds, and Adhel hasn't shown me that she can be a great rebounder herself yet, what we gonna lose? What we gonna lose? You get faster. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Sometimes it's just us at the center position, we just take it up space. We'll take it up space. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And back to your question, Robert, because I know I went off on a tangent because it's crazy tonight. I went off on a tangent, but LSU. Here's the deal: LSU is a great basketball team. LSU has already lost 2 games. Carolina's lost a game. Texas has lost a couple games. Everybody's losing. Vanderbilt, we probably going to beat Vanderbilt on Sunday. Even though what I'm saying tonight, I still believe we're going to beat Vanderbilt on Sunday. I'm probably going to predict that South Carolina is going to win by 5 to 7 points against Vanderbilt on Sunday. But here's the deal. Vanderbilt can beat us. We can beat Vanderbilt. That is the SEC. So can we beat LSU? Yes, we can beat LSU. But here's the deal. LSU can beat us too. They can beat us too. And they're playing at home. David Langley, terrible shooting night. Randy, if you make it, okay. I'm going to paraphrase. Is make or mislead right now. I mean, you make it if you make it. Say it like that right there. We didn't shoot well at all. Offense did not travel, did not get on that plane to Norman, Oklahoma. It didn't happen. Adam Ritter, my brother, I'm so angry. Bro, relax, chill. I'm going to say this again. Carolina was never going to go undefeated, and there's a potential that Carolina can lose 1, 2, maybe 3 more basketball games this season. Okay? That is a fact. That is a fact. Lasagna said, Dawn was out. Coach, what's up, Lasagna? The players are just not executing, especially the post. Lasagna, what is up? Here's the deal. And maybe this is controversial. I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know if our post players can. Our post players, there's a reason why I wanted Reagan Beers to transfer to South Carolina when she was at Oregon State. I did not want her to go to Oklahoma. I thought that Reagan Beers in our offense would be spectacular. She is a terrific post player. If you if I can draw up how I want a post player to play in this age, in 2025, 2026, and especially for us, is Reagan Beers. She seals you, and there's nothing you can do. It is a bucket every single time. She's tough. She rebounds the basketball. She's grimy. She's dirty. She is everything I want. She's better than Madina. She's better than Adhel. She's better than Alicia. She's just better. She's better. If you look at the WNBA prospects and things of that nature, they had Madina over Reagan. They had Reagan like a second-round pick and Madina a first-round pick. If you watch an SEC basketball, you know that's a damn lie. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. If you actually watch basketball, and I know that, these WNBA prospect sites, sometimes gloss over stuff and just look at stats and not actually watching the game. I know those things, right? Reagan Beers, in terms of draft prospects, is the second best post player in this draft in the United States. I ain't talking about international players, because you got our fam, who's going to be probably number one pick. But next to Lauren Becks, in terms of Americans up in this piece, Reagan Beers is the second best post player. She is a problem, and she gave us work. And if we see them in the SEC tournament again, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't gonna be different with her against our post players. It ain't, unless we change the narrative, if we change the calculus. Because the way we construct it right now, we have no answer for her, none, at all. Will KIFMI. Latson will fall out of the first round. I'd take Raven over Latson if I were a general manager. Raven is the heart and soul of this team. She is a lone leader. Aside from her, they lack leadership and fight. Woo! You said a mouthful right there, bro. I watch a whole lot of basketball. I watch every SEC basketball game, every single one. I be in my office. I'm chilling right here, and I watch every single game of SEC basketball. And it's a different level. It's a different level of competition in SEC play. It's just straight up. SEC is the best conference in the world, and I believe that the SEC have the best players to an extent in the country. And in terms of what you're talking about with Latson, will fall out the first round, and I take Raven over Latson if I was a GM. Okay. Latson had a 0 efficiency tonight. 0. Goose egg. She had 6 points. She had 2 assists. She had 1 turnover. She was 1 for 10 from the field. She was 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. She was 4 for 7 from the free throw line. Okay. Tonight, Latson had 3 rebounds and 2 steals. I don't know what she was doing tonight. I just have to be clear. I love Taniya Latson. I think she is one of the best players in the country. I believe that. I believe that tonight she just didn't show up. Sometimes you have a bad day. Sometimes the ball just ain't going in. Sometimes it just ain't your time. Tonight, I don't know what she was doing. And it could be mental. It could be like, I just ain't got it today. There's been times I went to work, like, y'all ain't got it. It ain't happening to me today. It just ain't gonna happen. When I was in the military, there's like certain days when you got things going on in life and it just ain't, nah, bro. I just ain't got it today, man. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm tapping out. I ain't got it. And sometimes and it just like in personal life, my wife she'd be like, boy, what's wrong with you? That's how she talked to me too. She's like, boy, what's wrong with you? You need to get your stuff together. Like, babe, I'm just sorry. I ain't got it today. I ain't got it. No. You might need to slap me a couple times because I just ain't got it today. And it's just slap me around a couple times and I get it together. But sometimes, she didn't look forget first round pick. Tonight, she didn't look draft worthy. She, in the third, fourth quarter, let's say the fourth quarter, Taniya Latson wasn't trying to shoot the basketball. She was not trying to shoot the basketball. It wasn't going for her. And sometimes, and if you are a lead guard and it's not going in for you, I am fine with that. Because then you can do other things, and you can rebound the basketball, or you could, be a ball distributor, things like that. But it was a couple times. And Lord, I'm telling you right now, she was driving to the basket and she was so intentional about getting the shot off. Tessa was sitting at the 3-point line at the top of the key. Tessa was so wide open. Tessa had time to do her nails, do her feet, and do her hair. And Taniya Latson did not pass her the ball. And she drove in and she missed the shot. She got the rebound and she missed the shot again. And Tessa was just sitting there, and you can hear it in the audio on the game, clapping and telling her to give her the ball. But she's not giving the ball because she was so intentional. She was so intent on scoring the basketball that I got to get something to get me going. But she gave up the easier basket with Tessa wide open and tried to go in and try to draw a foul. And there's another thing, too. We were so determined to try to get fouls. So we're going to foul Reagan Beers out. We're going to foul Peyton Verhulst out. I don't care about all that. I'm just keeping it real. I don't care about all that. If we draw a foul and they get 3 fouls, 4 fouls, 5 fouls, whatever the case may be. But you don't change the way you play basketball in order to try to get somebody to foul out. I don't care about all that because we were so trying. We're going to get a foul. We're going to get a foul because we got to get Reagan Beers out of the game. I don't care. Last year, we whooped their ass in Columbia, and Reagan Beers had to go to the bench. We played better basketball last time we played against Oklahoma. This time, we did not. We did not at all under any circumstances. Any circumstances. And when I go to this podcast tomorrow, that's what I'm going to say. They whooped us. They just whooped us. It was not fun. It was not fun. Shayla Crawford, that freshman, kicked our ass. Yo, I've watched Aaliyah Chavez play for several years now. Several years. And here's the deal. This is her best SEC game. Her best game. And overall, she had an efficiency of 23. She had 26 points. She had 8 assists. She went off in the fourth quarter. Should I say the overtime? She had 15 points in overtime. We didn't even show up in overtime. We did not show up. That extra 5 minutes of play. We had already had a white flag out. It was done. It was done. Aaliyah Chavez was 9 for 19 from the field, 5 for 10 from the 3-point line. She played sensational basketball. Literally her best game in conference play. Aaliyah Chavez in conference play. Because this is the deal. Raven was giving her that work. She was giving her that work. And then she went off. Conference play, she was averaging 19 points while taking 20 shots. She was shooting 30%. 31% from 3. Wasn't efficient at all. In field goal range, she was shooting like 37%. She was averaging, 4 assists and 4 turnovers in conference play. Today, she had 8 assists and 4 turnovers. That's terrific basketball because she was in her bag tonight. And Aaliyah Chavez was playing like she was in high school. She was. In the second half, and especially in that overtime play, she was playing like she was in high school, and there was nothing we can do about it. We watched her. Like we watched it in a YouTube video. That's how it happened. Mm-hmm. Now, on Sunday, she'll go back to being how she was in terms of in conference play. But on tonight, she made us look crazy. Really did. Reagan Beers had an efficiency of 28. 18 points, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, 14 rebounds, ladies and gentlemen. 14 rebounds. I'm just sick just thinking about that mess. Virgin Women of Dawn has got to play players who are playing well. Madina, Latson, even Joyce were terrible tonight. I agree. But who you gonna put in? Who you gonna put in? You know what I'm saying? So this is a deal. Latson averages 16 points. Joyce averaged 20 points. Who we gonna get 36 points from off the bench? I'll wait. Please tell me. Who we gonna get 36 points from off the bench on this basketball team? This is not the same bench that we had before now. This is different. We are not going to get 36 points. So when Latson is having a bad game, when Joyce is having a bad game, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. That is just a fact. You're not getting it from who you gonna get it from? Who are you gonna get it from? Are you gonna get it from Dauda? No. Are you gonna get it from Adhel? Are you gonna get it from you gonna get it from Ayla? No. You're gonna get it from Agot? She's not ready. No, you're not. That's not. You're gonna get it from Maddy. You just not. You cannot get. You are not gonna get that point production when those players aren't playing their average. I'm just saying they average. I'm not even saying they superstar status. You talk about 36 points from two players that they're average. And today, in this huge basketball game, they combine for half that, 18 points. We ain't gonna win. Tanaya Latson came to this basketball team, free agent, transfer, All-American, had 6 points tonight. Joyce Edwards had 12 points tonight. That ain't gonna cut it, y'all. Our basketball team is not as deep as last year's team. It's not as deep as the year before. That is what it is. That's the fact. Next year's basketball team, because you're gonna these experiences, these moments, so to speak, will make our girls better. They will. They will. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I was pissed off that Maddy only got 8 minutes in this game. I am not gonna sit here and lie to you and say some mess like that. That is not. I am not gonna. When you got a player who's averaging 24 minutes of play in conference, and then in this basketball game, you only get 8 minutes. I'm just saying. Tonight he played 32 minutes. Tessa played 32 minutes. Joyce played 40 minutes. Joyce needed a break in this basketball game. The problem that we have in this basketball game with Joyce and with Raven, you got Raven playing 40 minutes. I don't want. I ain't watched the post conference. Is it called post conference with Dawn? But I know for sure she had no intention of having Raymond Johnson and Joyce Edwards playing 40 minutes in this basketball game. Is it the thing that those are the ones that she trusts? Is that what it is? But if you play that many minutes, you're gonna give up, especially the pace that Oklahoma plays. You know, so you got to distribute the minutes. You have to. Dawn said it herself. She got players, multiple players that were averaging close to 30 minutes per basketball game. You got to distribute it. Raven playing 40 minutes and Maddy playing 8 takes away Raven's defense because she was so intentional playing offense. Joyce playing 40 minutes and playing really good defense takes those jumpers start coming up short because she is her usage rate is so high. So you're asking so much of her. She's still a sophomore. If Tanaya Latson would have played an average game today, would have won today. Would have won. Just an average game. If she would have had 12 points, 12 points. Because if Tanaya Latson getting you 12 points, then other things are working out well too. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Maddy not playing 8 minutes. I'm fine with Adhel playing 10 minutes. I'm fine with Ayla playing 9 minutes. Agot played 20 minutes. Agot and Maddy, every single basketball game that we play, every single game that we play for the rest of this year, Agot and Maddy has to play 20 minutes per game. They have to. You are stopping. You are literally stopping one of the best defenders on this basketball team in Maddy McDaniel. If you have because then you can play Maddy on a player like Aaliyah Chavez. And you can have Raven playing off ball. You can have Tanaya Latson, who was off today. So, Virgil, I hear a little bit what you're saying. So you slide Maddy in there, but Maddy ain't going to get the points that Tanaya normally would get, but you would get a little bit more extra. Tanaya wasn't giving you nothing tonight. Nothing. She didn't give you much of anything tonight. Would Maddy have done a little bit more, or was it should have played, Agot a little bit more? I'm not going to say play Tessa more because she had 32 points. Here's the deal. If Tessa wouldn't have been in foul trouble early in the game, she would have played the whole damn game, just like Joyce and just like Raven. We are in uncommon area with this basketball team because we have been spoiled with our bench. And we got players playing 17 minutes, 18 minutes, 21 minutes, all those different things because everybody's, great. Our team is not as deep previously. And I told you that. I told you that starting five is legit, but I'll complete. The whole masterpiece ain't there. It ain't there. It's just not there. It's going to be interesting to see how this team responds on Sunday. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you, either we're going to come out there and punch Vanderbilt straight in the face on Sunday at Colonial Life Arena. And I know we got a storm coming, and everybody in the South about all the bread, all the eggs, and why is that? Why we buy all the why do we buy all the bread? We don't be eating all the bread like that. Well, we just making sandwiches. But it's always the bread, the milk. So we just making sandwiches and cereal, right? That's all we making. I was like, I'm telling you, I'm here in Charlotte. Gwen better not go there and tell me she's gonna get some bread and some milk. We got some steaks, we got some hamburgers, she got some lamb. I don't think she ever made no lamb. We got some proteins, we got some stuff, we got some collard greens. We're gonna eat good. I ain't thinking about no damn cereal and no sandwiches. I'm telling you right now, I go in there and Gwen, and she talking about she made me a sandwich on Sunday because we got some snow. I'm gonna have a situation. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a situation with her. If we don't come out and punch Vanderbilt in the face on Sunday afternoon, this team the trajectory of this basketball team changes. It really changes because what you don't want to do is give hope. Hope. You don't want to give hope to these basketball teams because then the luster, the shiny new car that Carolina is, teams think you can beat them. Vanderbilt come up there and smack us in the mouth. There's a problem in Colonial Life Arena. I'm telling you right now. If Vanderbilt beats South Carolina in Colonial Life Arena on Sunday afternoon, it's going to be some furniture moving. I'm telling you. Maryland Towner says South Carolina beat themselves. I don't know about that. Thank you for the comment. But Oklahoma whooped us. Oklahoma. Can we acknowledge? I know we spoiled. I know we are spoiled as a fan base, and we're supposed to be every basketball team. We're supposed to blow everybody out. We're supposed to do all those things, right? Because this is South Carolina. There are a lot of great players on other basketball teams. They recruit too. They got NIL. Aaliyah Chavez got a big old fat check by coming to Oklahoma. Texas just got another 5-star recruit. Texas got 3 5-star recruits in this 2026 recruiting class. They are recruiting their butt off. Everybody has talent. Can we acknowledge that Oklahoma beat us and we didn't beat ourselves? Can we acknowledge that on today, Oklahoma was a better basketball team, a much better basketball team, much better. They were more aggressive. They were more intentional. In the post, they were straight up dominant. But if you watch Oklahoma play, you know the Reagan Bears is like that. And our post, as it's currently constructed, is not. It's not. That's just a fact. And there's nothing wrong with speaking facts. It's not. Trying to tell y'all, tell you all. I love that. Tell you all about Joyce's selfish play and lack of rebounding. What's up, fam? Selfish play? I beg to differ on that one, bro. Joyce has the green light to shoot the basketball for this basketball team. Joyce is the best bucket getter on this basketball team. I mean, who else? In terms of getting buckets, it's Joyce Edwards. Raven is morphing into that. She's being more intentional to it. Joyce is making mistakes. She's still one of the better players in the SEC. Lack of rebounding. She's not a great rebounder. She's not. Defender, Joyce the best. I can make the case that Joyce Edwards is the best defender on this basketball team. I really could. I can legitimately make that case. And then last year, her defense was a problem. Joyce had 4 steals in this game, 1 block. When the chips were down, Dawn Staley put her best defender on Reagan Beers, and that was Joyce Edwards. Will D, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. We stunk it up. I think Raven should have stuck Chavez the whole game. She wouldn't have played 40 minutes. So that's the delicate thing that you do. I'm with you as well. I wanted Raven to be on Chavez the whole game as well. I wanted her to, I wouldn't say the whole game. I don't want our players playing 40 minutes of basketball. That is what I don't want. And under any circumstances, I don't want our players. I don't want Joyce playing 40 minutes. I don't want Raven playing. I want nobody. I don't want nobody on our basketball team playing more than 30 minutes. And then we see where everything lies. Because if you play aggressive, you play hard for 30 good minutes, I think the result will be more in my favor. But you can't have Raven on Aaliyah Chavez if you're playing like 40 minutes. You can't. And you ask her to shoot the basketball because tonight Latson wasn't putting the ball in the hoop. So you can't do it. Latson didn't show up. Our bigs need work. This is more for Will D. It is good for us. We may see them again in Greenville. We'll get them back. We may see them again in Greenville. We may. And the SEC, okay, first off, nobody's going undefeated in the SEC. Vanderbilt's going to lose. They're putting a lot of stock in who is, who's undefeated, and only 2 teams left undefeated, and that's Vanderbilt and then UConn. The only reason Vanderbilt's not undefeated yet, still undefeated because they ain't beat us. We are going to beat Vanderbilt on Sunday. Look at me in my eyes. Look me in my eyes. I'm putting money on that game. We are going to beat Vanderbilt on Sunday. We will get Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is not a better basketball team than us, and we will win. And we can stop this notion about, Vanderbilt is this, that, and the third. They are really good, but we are going to beat them. We better beat them. Oklahoma was desperate. They couldn't lose no 4 straight games in the SEC play. They couldn't do that. They were desperate. They was on the ropes. They had to win this basketball game. They played desperate. Carolina's not playing desperate. Sunday, we got to play desperate. The way that Oklahoma came out, the crowd got to be lit. I don't care if it's a snowstorm or what. It better be a sellout. The crowd better be lit on Sunday. And if it's a snowstorm, we'll push that game to Monday. Whatever the case may be, we need our folks up in that piece, and we need to give Vanderbilt the business. That's a business. I love fresh cut grass. I like the name. Tessa was running away from the players with the ball. T Webb makes me miss Cardosa even more. I mean, you can't compare. This is the deal. And I miss Cardosa as well. But I mean, you can't compare Cardosa into Madina. Madina's played basketball for 5 years. She's played professional. She's played organized basketball for 5 years. That is not in the same realm of experience. And experience is mattering in the SEC. That is a fact. She's in a role that she's never been in. And I think it's messing with her. I just believe it's messing with her. She is not prepared, experience-wise, to perform at the level of these bigs in the SEC. That's just a fact. That's the truth. Chessie Taylor said, I knew it was wraps when we went to overtime. I did too. We were tired as hell. We was tired, boss. It was tired. It just can't happen. It just can't happen. Javon Jones said, I told y'all South Carolina was going to get belt the ass. Javon, what's up, my guy? I'll be talking about LSU tomorrow. We're talking about, but I mean, come on, bro. I mean, y'all lost 2 games already. Y'all lost 2 SEC games. I mean, come on. Y'all lost twice as many games as we've lost in SEC play. You need to handle your own business. Worry about us. Ted again said Alicia needs to start the rest of the season. I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to say that. She needs more practice. But I will say this right here. For a player to come in and be here for a couple of weeks, and we already saying that she needs to start for our basketball team, that is a problem. That's a problem. And we can acknowledge that. We really can acknowledge that. Oklahoma gives SEC the blueprint to beat us. I mean, I don't know if okay, here's the deal. I will say this over and over and over again. If Taniyah Latson plays like Taniyah Latson normally plays, we win this basketball game. We win this game. She played horrible. Now, will Taniyah Latson come out and ball out against Vanderbilt? For sure. She's not gonna let this happen again. She's gonna I guarantee Taniyah Latson gets between 17 and 21 points on Sunday. I guarantee it. Mark it down, put a star on it, circle it, highlight it, all those good things. I guarantee you that she will get between 17 and 21 points on Sunday. So the blueprint for beating South Carolina is to hope, I believe, that you have Joyce Edwards and Taniyah Latson combining for 4 for 22, because that ain't happened all season. Okay, so we shot 37%. We shot 24% from 3. You know, I can take away certain things, but please don't get it misconstrued. Like, okay, South Carolina is doomed. Okay, anything like that. Our stars weren't starring, and we thus lost the basketball game. And about stars, you know, with Latson playing 32 minutes and Joyce playing 40 minutes and combining for 18 points when they normally average 36 points, we ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna win. We are not gonna win, boss. We are not. But I tell you this right here. We gotta get this thing done with Vanderbilt. That is a fact. We gotta look better. We gotta be more intentional. We gotta be more desperate. And I think we'll talk more about this on tomorrow's show. I think I might do another live show and we'll break down. Matter of fact, I might do it. Yeah, I might do another live show tomorrow night, and we're gonna break down Vanderbilt, what they're gonna bring. We're gonna break it down, what we need to do better, and we're gonna have some more fun tomorrow night, because I think this needs to breathe about a day, and get this out of our system, because we gotta turn the page quick, really quick, and get ready to play a terrific Vanderbilt basketball team. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, so I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will.